Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action, and today we're back with the final 2v2 from the good old tournament. Today we've got a very fun battle, myself and Romulan Dog taking the Empire, plus the Skaven, so the Vermintide, if you will. Somebody in Turns chat has suggested that as a name, and I thought it was pretty epic. We've got, Empire and Skaven up against Wood Elves and, High Elves and Dwarves. So the War of the Beard army versus the Vermintide. You can see already the Plague Claw Catapult opening up shots, as does the Steam Tank. We've got Balthazar Gelt, plus a Jade Wizard. Of course, we're going to be healing the Steam Tank and the Doom Wheel, which is over on the far side. Another Plague Claw Catapult, lots of Skaven Slaves and State Troops to make up plenty of numbers, since this was a half funds. 2v2, so together our two armies make up one regular army. For the Dwarves, we've got Ironbreakers, Norgrimlings Ironbreakers, some Miners with Blasting Charges, some Thunderers, and they are in a nice defensive position here, but we are going to have to, they are going to have to advance. We're definitely going to be forcing them out of position with our I can't speak English today, guys, apparently. Superior artillery. There we go. Try saying that 5 times fast. Anyway, over here we've got some Dragon Princes in the forest. We've also got Alariel leading them. For the High Elves, also a Bolt Thrower, more Dragon Princes. So a small, very elite High Elf army. A Noble on a Chariot here. You can see the Bolt Throwers going after the Plague Claw Catapult. Very good work here. The Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower and the Reaper Bolt Thrower both very good at counter artillery fire, especially against the Skaven. Because the artillery pieces are so large, they're very easy to hit. So you can see one artillery piece already down. These other ones will be going down shortly. Meanwhile, Alariel and the Miners coming forward. We've also got some Clan Rats coming forward here, so perhaps might get some engagements going here. But one of the Plague Claws focusing on the Eagle Claw here. And yeah, just all claws everywhere. Meanwhile, the Noble pushing through, gonna blob up these slaves, and then they're going to get absolutely blasted by Miners. Granted, that's pretty actually cost-effective for Skaven slaves to just soak a volley of blasting charges from Miners, because then they can't go after the, I don't know that I'd ever say this, more valuable State Troop Spearmen. But, yeah, you can see the this Plague Claw still focusing here. I think it's down to one artillery model, yep, whereas the other one is going after more high-value targets. Thunderers, Romulan Dog had also done a ton of damage to those Norgrimlings Ironbreakers, which is great because they're an insanely hard unit to kill in melee. You can see Liber Bubonicus actually being used on these Dragon Princes is going to do a ton of damage here. Obviously, typically you would see that used against single target entities, but you can see it did almost like half their HP and damage or more, even with the extended Earthblood there from Alariel. That is doing a ton of damage to those Dragon Princes, so very interesting stuff. You can see the Slingers making their way forward, just firing a little bit on that Noble. The State Troops have been engaged with some Spearmen here in a couple pockets, and seeing that the Bolt Thrower is potentially exposed, I want to run my Empire Knights over here. That does draw the Dragon Princes over, so I'm going to go ahead and pull back in a way, not really wanting to sacrifice my mobility, since this is really the only mobile unit I have. I guess the Steam Tank's a little bit mobile, but the Doom Wheel's been doing some great work helping to support on this flank. You can see it's going to come in here and start to drag down some of these Miners, and of course Lord Scroll using that summon, as summons pretty powerful in this format. Skaven summons probably some of the least powerful, considering they actually have relatively low leadership and can break easily. But over here, State Troops fighting Miners in the Duel of the Fates. The Doom Wheel's going to come over and just run through some of those Miners and terrify them away. So very good stuff. You can see over here a very pitched battle. Unfortunately, my Empire Knights did get a bit caught up here. I was more or less just using them to hold the line while the Steam Tank fired into this blob. And you can see it actually is getting some good hits in there. Takes down a few models right there. And the Doom Wheel's also on station. If we actually push in the Doom Wheel supported by these Spearmen, they can actually do a lot of damage to the Dragon Princes. And a little bit of an unfortunate situation here. This Star of Avalorn lost out on a lot of its value because those Dragon Princes pulled away. Probably would have been more worthwhile to try and use that maybe on these Ironbreakers or a more static unit. But you can see here these State Troop Spearmen are going to take a nasty rear charge here from these Dragon Princes as they pull away from that Doom Wheel and the other Spearmen there. So yeah, they're pretty much done for, but still plenty of Plague Monks actually summoned in the back line. They'll do alright. They have that anti-infantry bonus, of course, so they'll do reasonably well. But yeah, they are going to get kind of outstriked here a little bit as well. Ironbreakers, as they're being chopped in the back by Skaven slaves, just not even caring at all, tossing in their charges over there. But you can see balance power slowly grinding in the favor of the Vermintide. You can see here the Doom Wheel and the Steam Tank both completely healthy, just continuing to be able to fire in. Balthazar on foot finally makes his way out of the woods and gets a really nice final transmutation on these Dragon Princes. Should be able to mostly finish off the unit. I was hoping to also catch the Noble there as well, but yeah, it looks like he might. It didn't take a whole lot of damage, but those Dragon Princes are now very, very low, and of course I've been dropping plenty of healing from that Jade Wizard as well. As we get into this late game here, though, I'm going to make sure to prioritize the Doom Wheel and these other units. You can see that was able to just about rout off the Dragon Princes there. Balthazar in the woods here, going to get run over by a chariot. Nope, that actually didn't run him over. But the Doom Wheel and the Steam Tank together actually fighting can do quite well against heavy cavalry. The Steam Gun getting a nice side shot there. It looks like I'm going to pull back the Steam Tank potentially. But the Doom Wheel just staying in combat here, actually with its AP and decent stats, can do okay, especially once the charge bonus wears off. And you can see an Earthblood there, just making sure that Doom Wheel and the Steam Tank both stay nice and healthy. And of course Balthazar as well, as he takes a staff swing or two at Lariel here. Ooh, and a nice shot from the Doom Wheel there with the laser cannon coming in. Balthazar is actually doing quite well, especially as Alariel tries to pull away. She's not going to get the advantage of her high melee defense. You can see the Jade Wizard also coming in on a horse, just trying to see off this nasty elf mage here. So yeah, Balthazar going to scurry back to the woods. He's a bit of a vulnerable target on foot there, so didn't want to get too crazy with him. But yeah, you can see Plague Monks routing off some Thunderers over here in kind of an overarching look at the battle. Lord's holding the line here. He's actually tangled up with Lord Skrolk. This Rune Lord here, he should be able to do okay against Skrolk. He does have that magic resistance. Noble coming to support as well, and Alariel also dropping that Star of Averlorn here. Very nice. Healing up those Nor-Grimlings Ironbreakers, which still have 80 models and, 86 melee defense, plus healing is just absolutely insane. You can see the Doom Wheel kind of rolls in here. Isn't going to do a whole lot without its charge bonus active against those Ironbreakers there, but fortunately Alariel did get a bit caught up by State Troop Spearmen here, and of course the Jade Wizard as well, so she's getting poked and prodded and hit by Sling Stones from Skaven Slave Slingers, and yeah, just an unfortunate situation here with Alariel getting routed off and the healing gone. We should be able to finish grinding through. You can see the Doom Wheel comes back over and gets a good charge on her, and yeah, she's pretty much done for. I mean, these Dawi will be able to hold the line for quite some time, these Ironbreakers, but it's not going to be enough in the end. We'll see. There are just a lot of shock units here, and the Steam Tank, I do have the main gun focused here on these Nor-Grimlings Ironbreakers, so we'll see. Looks like maybe if it decides to fire. Oh, there we go. A decent hit. Not too bad at all. Cuts through those units, and again, using the ranged fire, any models that we can kill won't be able to be healed. I mean, obviously they won't be able to be healed anymore anyway, because Alariel is gone. But yeah, just killing the models with ranged units is going to be ideal. Of course, we can use the shock damage of charging the Steam Tank and the Doom Wheel both, but we'll see. I'm going to try and use up the rest of the ammo here, getting some good shots in, trying to finish off those Dragon Princes as well, the few tattered ones that are left there. It's like Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin going down to those Night Runners. Actually, Night Runner Slingers, very nice. Can do some solid damage. You can see the Thunderers getting an okay volley, but there's just too few of them left to really get good damage on the Doom Wheel. And yeah, the Doom Wheel and the Steam Tank both going to start moving into melee at this point, so we'll kind of zoom in for some cinematics of this final late game engagement. And yeah, another Earthblood on the Steam Tank here, and all these rats. You can see the healing on the rats actually does scale quite well because they have so many unit models. Of course, they're not going to really win any beauty contests or, win any fights, but, healing those chaff units can at least help them soak more hits, which is kind of the whole point, right? So, yep. Steam Tank moving in. We've got the Jade Wizard fighting as well, and, yeah, the Doom Wheel making its way over. So a nice cinematic shot, beautiful mountains in the background, and these awesome war machines just absolutely wrecking through the High Elf and Dwarf Alliance. So, yep, fun stuff. Steam Tank's such an awesome unit, and the Doom Wheel is too. Definitely Sort of comparable units. The Steam Tank, I would say, is more comparable to something like a Bone Giant or a Cygor, whereas the Doom Wheel is interesting. It's a single entity chariot, probably most comparable to the Black Coach. I think that would probably be the biggest analog one-to-one, but certainly you can use the Steam Tank in a similar fashion, using it more or less as a chariot. Obviously not as fast, only 48 speed compared to the Doom Wheel's 72, so it is significantly slower, a little bit weaker in melee too, only 200 total weapon strength versus 270 for the Doom Wheel, lesser melee stats, but it does have significantly more armor, and of course the Steam Tank is unbreakable, and that does make up for a difference, certainly. And the gun is not to be discounted either. The cannon, the main cannon there, actually does quite a bit of damage, so yeah, of course the Steam Tank is also significantly more expensive, so you would expect it to have a better upside than the Doom Wheel. But yeah, fun stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that battle. It was a super fun battle to play. Well played to our opponents there, and of course well played to my partner in crime, Romulan Dog. In terms of the army breakdown here, 209 kills at the end of the day, despite the pounding those Norgrimlings took at the beginning of the battle from the Eagle Claw, or sorry, the Plague Claw. Sorry, lots of claws, guys. The Plague Claw catapult definitely gave them a beating, but Alariel and some other situations allowed them to get some good kills. Dwarf Warriors also doing okay. Miners kind of getting run over a little bit, actually, and the Thunderers also didn't perform super well either. Balthazar getting 41 kills with that one final transmutation, pretty much. It's not too bad. Steam Tank, 76 kills, 2 XP Chevron, 76 kills, especially considering our opponent's army was pretty small. Any kill totals that are, you know, above like 50 to 60 even. The Doom Wheel also got 49, which is not bad at all. 20 for Lord Scroll, 60 for this catapult, 22 for this one. The catapults definitely got some really good work done, and of course the Doom Wheel there. For our opponents, yeah, I already kind of talked about the Dwarves. For the High Elves, Alariel, you know, a little bit of a rough pick there that she got caught. I mean, obviously having her up on the Eagle would have costed more. It would have limited the army selection even more, but maybe just some more meat and potatoes for the High Elves. It's tough. I don't know that this small funds 2v2 really favors the High Elves very much, just from a design standpoint. They don't have very many cheap units, and so you really can't bring too many numbers. The Noble, of course, able to rack up 144 kills, very impressive. The Dragon Princess also did quite well. The Bolt Thrower able to do half of its job. It countered one of the Plague Claw catapults, but unfortunately the other one was able to stay online, and they really couldn't get in range to fire on it, so yeah, a little bit unfortunate there, but still, very fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.